Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry to everyone.
I'm not sorry.
Are we actually live?
Yes.
No sound again, OPT.
Yes?
Oh, yeah, so apparently we've been live and I missed a cue, so I'm apologizing ahead of time because I'm not sure what exactly Nora is supposed to be, because I think that's a Slender Man impression, but having seen the picture, there's no way that's Slender anything.
Hey, not that joke.
I know it's a "you're not skinny" joke.
There
Talk
you
about the
go.
pot kettle and the kettle black.
That's why I can make the jokes.
And for
I mean,
being
that
the
affects
middle
3 of the 4 of
winter-
us.
What?
For being the middle of winter, that was.
You live in Texas. Winter doesn't exist.
Tell that to the weather outside.
Is it frightful?
It's
Well, it's
cold.
definitely not delightful.
I really can't stay.
No.
No, actually, I would support you not staying.
Please leave now.
Just go. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
I don't care that it's snowing outside. Just go.
Wow, you guys aren't very nice.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Snow.
I like how we're singing this in March.
Yep. Anyway, welcome back to the Bay City Chronicles, everybody. As you can see, we are here. We are intent on playing games and not just randomly talking about things like the weather. You know them. I'm not entirely sure if you love them. In fact, I'm pretty sure you don't. But we have our normal cast of characters.
I'm sure we love ourselves.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure we hate ourselves because we have to subject ourselves to this every week. But we have an otter.
That's it. We have an otter. We're done.
Yep, we have we as we said, we had wannabe Slenderman. That's Narestra. And the only two people who care about you at home because they're not using cameras, we have Crimson Avix and Dark Falls.
Correction, Correction, my computer cares about all of them because my camera isn't working.
Oh. Poor
Well,
camera.
you say it's your way. I'm trying to help out, but you know, if you want to go that way, that's fine. Do what you need to. Anyway, last time, well, some crazy stuff happened. We ended
Some
up,
crazy stuff.
yeah, it's not like you ended up in somebody's mind. You just ended up 15 years in the future. No big deal.
I mean, nothing crazier than what we normally do.
Exactly.
You're not wrong.
I mean, Anton almost tried to kill somebody, although that was 2 episodes ago. You guys ended up 15 years in the future. Had to go pick up Anton, who we now know as another one who we now know as Dr. Crescent for a soon-to-be revealed reason, and what we now just know is Ven's adopted son, from where they ended up in the future in what is now Liberty City, which was Philadelphia. And yeah.
You forgot the most important part.
Phantasm has a new plane.
No. Phantasm created the time paradox.
He did technically create a time paradox, yes. Because of what Phantasm did with the bracers, it allowed Ven to connect the dots between the 2 time periods, one that ended when Kismet merged herself with whatever that orb thing was, and this one. So, yeah. So with that, we ended last time with the Dr. Crescent looking at Ven and going, wait, you haven't told them why you brought me here? And me being me and fading to black, because that's what I do. So with that, we're going to pick up the scene right where we left off in Ven's living room. Welcome to issue 4.2, the Book of Fate, Chapter 2, Once Upon a Hub. as I said, we just sort of finished off with the, you haven't told them why I'm here. And Ben sort of has this, no. Kind of had other important things to do, like getting you guys back.
So why are we here?
She looks around kind of confused.
Well, I mean, you're here because we're trying to stop this world from solidifying, because it's not supposed to be. She's here because I think she might be able to help with getting us more allies. Yeah.
How would we do any of that?
Well, remember when I said you might run into people you knew and they might not be the same as you remember them?
I remember you saying that. I don't think I understood what it meant, though.
Yeah, the Bay City you knew is not what it was. It's completely changed.
That doesn't surprise me.
Is there more candy? Did the world finally get overrun by suckers?
There's no candy. There are a bunch of walls, though.
Oh.
Walls to keep people out.
I see.
Is Bay City becoming Zion?
No. Bay City is Jericho, I guess would be the best way to describe it. But it's kind of better if you see for yourself. It's hard to explain.
Apparently everything is hard to explain.
So see for yourself, is that pictures or are we driving or flying there?
You can only fly so far. The airspace above, well, part of the Bay City, the San Francisco part of Bay City, is a no-fly zone. It's also a no-magic zone, or a no-anything zone, as a matter of fact.
No anything zone?
Yeah.
What do people do all day?
Hope and pray for a savior.
So if it's a no-fly zone, can we fly close enough to where we can just, maybe launch about a 5-foot furry object into the city?
What? Oh,
That
hey!
probably would not be a good idea.
Lucha looks directly at Phantasm like, excuse me? Where did you get another 5-foot furry object? Because you're not shooting me anywhere.
Phantasm speaks to you, but when you hear it in the voice of oh god.
Mistral?
Mistral?
Yeah, you hear it in Mistral's voice. But it's so much fun.
No, oh my gosh, I thought, okay, no! I'm putting my foot down on that one, no! Now if we could water ski into the place, that's fine.
Evangel's gonna look at both of you. You'll have to explain that one to me later.
Oh, like, nothing else gets explained, but we have to explain that one?
I've explained everything to the best of my ability.
Uh-huh.
I
don't understand. What do you mean, like, there's walls up? I mean, Lucha kind of sits down and rubs his forehead. It's like, what do you mean? Like, how did that change so much?
Well, after you left, Dr. Casey put every effort he could into saving Hunter. It drove him insane.
Oh.
He suffered a mental breakdown, which then in turn caused Hunter to go crazy, basically. He uploaded himself into the entire intranet of San Francisco.
Oh.
He now basically has eyes and ears in the entire city, everywhere. If it's electronic, he owns it. The walls are there to keep the people he doesn't want out and the people he wants in. He says he's doing it to keep everybody else in there safe because he doesn't trust there. But it's very much a totalitarian reign of what effectively is a 14-year-old having a temper tantrum.
Permanent one, apparently. Oh, poor Hunter.
So you don't believe Hunter would allow us in?
He doesn't allow anybody in. The only reason that I know any of this is the one person he does allow in, and that's just basically because of, I think, his father. He'll let Ben in every now and again. Depends on his mood. And that's the information I got from Ben, who, by the way, is currently over in the outskirts of Bay City, specifically in Santa Clara, waiting for you, with something else to show you.
Mr. Kind of just shakes his head. It's like, this doesn't really make any sense. Like, how could things have gone that wrong?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I kind of understand that, like, Kismet did a lot of things, but it feels so strange that that would have happened.
But if we can either find a way to get through to Hub or save Dr. Casey, I'm hoping that Dr. Crescent can come up with some way to get through to Hub. Her specialty was androids.
Oh. Well, where's Dr.
Anyone
Casey
can do
now?
it.
That's where Ben is waiting for you. At the Agnew's Asylum.
Oh.
Has there been any sign of my doppelganger at this point?
None that I remember.
That is kind of weird that, yeah, that he wouldn't at least be, because wasn't that Kismet's, like, thing? Didn't she make your other half or whatever?
Yeah. I assume you're going to want to take your new toy out for a spin. He's looking directly at Phantasm when he says that.
My new toy. Hardly mine. Mine's somewhere 15 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's a jet to get us there.
Well, either way. And would you mind if I kept Malkir around here? I might need him for something.
Oh.
You just hear a grumble and the Sudoku just gets whipped out.
Oh, did you even warm up something for you? He's really good at that.
If he gets too hot-headed, just blow him out.
I think I can handle that. As long as he doesn't start talking like James Woods, we're good.
James Woods reference?
Out of game bonus points if you get that one.
Out of game bonus points if Dark starts talking like James Woods.
Right.
You've got James Woods.
Wait, Kramer, are those notes in the chat?
That is the notes
Yes.
of the Mario deck.
That's what I thought, okay.
FFFEEDC is Mario deck.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's waiting for you. He writes down an address for the asylum and hands it to Phantasm.
Phantasm gets in the cockpit and is like, "What the heck is this? I had to actually drive."
Lucha pats in the cockpit area says, "Oh, can I help? Can I help? Can I help?"
Upon hearing this, Anton sits in the seat and straps in as tight as he can.
What? Can I help at all? Can I? Can I help at all? Do you need help?
There's no red buttons.
Oh. Well, what else can I do?
Do you know how to give bearings?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, no. Those are bear claws. Bearings. No, I don't know what those are.
Okay. Watch this screen.
Okay.
If you see us drop an altitude of more than 1,000 within a second, wake me up.
Okay. Sure. I can do that. That sounds easy.
Anton has now unstrapped himself and is rummaging for a parachute.
What's happening if we drop 1,000 altitude in a few seconds?
It means I'm no longer paying attention and we're starting to go crashing towards...
Oh! Okay. Yeah, sure. I can do that. That's... Okay. Shouldn't I just wake you if we just start plummeting downwards? Do I have to wait to 1,000?
The 1,000 would probably happen just as you notice that we're plummeting downwards.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's hard to tell which direction you're going when you're in a cloud.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, so what I'm going to need first is Krim. Give me a number on a D20.
17.
Okay.
Thank you for wasting that.
I know, right?
Yeah, let's get those out of the way now.
Oh, there's plenty more.
That's why you guessed high.
Thankfully, you didn't hit the 5% chance of that actually happening. So, unless you guys want to have conversations when you're on your way, it's a pretty easy flight. Although, you will fly close enough to Bay City to get a good glimpse of exactly what Ven was talking about. And I'm going to go full video game nerd here because the video game description is better than what I can give. Picture an overhead view of Midgar from Final Fantasy VII.
As we get over Bay City, and Lucha sees this, this is when he actually pokes Phantasm awake. He says, Hey, look! There it is! Is that? No. Oh my goodness.
And I actually have a picture.
For reference, I was actually awake. I was actually having to fly the ship.
Right.
The joke was if we started plummeting, I fell asleep.
Right. Gotcha.
Which is why I gave the 5% chance of it happening.
Right.
So wait, if this is Midgar, can we actually do the Bay City raid and go parachuting into the city from the top?
That might be how I
Already
was
got my
planning on you
parachute.
getting in. We'll see.
I forget. Has the otter gone parachuting yet?
We've done an otter rocket. I don't think we've done a soft landing, though.
Right.
Technically, he has because he fell and I caught him with my wind, but
True.
anyway, so we pass by and head to Santa Clara.
Lucha looks very sad.
And you eventually end up here.
Oh, this place looks much nicer.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a picture that does it more justice. I mean, it's intact. It's still, ignore the blue sky. But there is plenty of room for you to land the jet here at the asylum.
Lucha's been very melancholy ever since you passed by Bay City and somewhat distant. As he slips off out of the co-pilot's chair and just kind of goes back into the main area.
What's up, Lutra? I noticed I didn't need my parachute.
Oh, yeah, we made it. We're fine. Just thinking. My piano's gone. I didn't get to spend much time with it.
Well, we just have to find the jet, right?
No, I mean, it was in my in my room, but who knows if that even exists anymore? Who knows if I ever bought it?
We can get you a new piano.
Yeah, but that was like the first. That was really like the first thing like that I ever bought, and like I got to use it once, and now I'm stuck 15 years away from it. It's really nice too. It was a good trainer and everything, as much as I could use anyway.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm missing half of myself.
Well,
and that's 15 years back there.
Yeah.
As you guys are talking, Phantasm sort of fools around with the radio and lands on a classical piece, The Creation by Joseph Haydn. And bonus points to anyone who gets that reference.
Nope.
Because it's very obscure and you have to be like a real Final Fantasy fan to get.
I'm not a real Final Fantasy fan.
You'll notice I completely face-palmed and then immediately went to my beverage. Anyhow, enough about music. Let's go ahead and as you exit the jet, you've actually all seen older Ben before because you were all here in the future last time. So he's standing there waiting for you with a very somber look on his face.
Lucha, upon seeing him, Lucha passes over rather quickly. It's like, Ben! Oh, Ben! Ben! He hugs him.
He just sort of, yeah, no, not now.
I'm so happy to see you. Okay, let's go finally. Glad to see you're okay.
Yeah. But, prepare yourselves for what we're about to see.
You mean beyond the big metallic city that replaced what used to be base?
Yeah, Hunter's gone a little crazy.
Hmm?
And I'm about to show you why.
It's just like entire face and his ears just kind of fall. Like,
So he leads you inside, and it's, I mean, not to go full on stereotypes, but it's pretty creepy because it's almost as if this entire building is empty except for the fact that Dr. Casey is here. Like, your footsteps echo in the hallways. And you actually end up all the way upstairs because in the tallest room in this tower, you can actually see it overlooking the water. And as you open the door and walk in, you see part of somebody you recognize. No longer are you having the bright, loud, outlandish suits, but a very sort of reserved outfit, sitting in a wheelchair, sort of just there, staring out over the water, is Dr. Casey.
Dr. Casey?
You get no response.
Richard just kind of looks over at Ben.
Fant walks over, leans down in front. Or not leans down, but he kind of crouches. Looks up. Thomas, can you hear me?
As you lock eyes with him, I'm going to need a will save.
I don't even have my character sheet up.
Whose fault is that?
Yours?
How is that my fault?
I was expecting a role-playing session.
I mean, we always blame TG.
True. But blaming me doesn't mean it's my fault. It means you're blaming me.
No, it means it's your fault too. You didn't read the fine print, did you?
Do you think I read? Okay, you are not overwhelmed, but as you lock eyes for a brief second, you feel a very familiar, evil presence. Almost like it's inside Dr. Casey. He also doesn't respond to your inquiry.
Richard kind of pads over, but doesn't make eye contact or anything. Just kind of stands behind and looks over at Phantasm, kind of just curiously looking.
From his hunched over crouching position, Phantasm just sort of falls back and lands on his butt with his knees bent in front of him.
Richard kind of rushes over to Phantasm's side. Phantasm, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just
At this point, Anton
baffled.
walks up to Dr. Casey. Dr. Casey?
Go ahead and, the three of you, since you're there at this point, give me perception checks. Well, Anton definitely does not hear this. Lutra surprisingly doesn't either, because it's sort of lost in the... Basically, when Phantasm fell, he sort of you know how when you fall backwards, you sort of kick a little bit in front of you, you sort of tapped the wheelchair, and that sort of shook Dr. Casey, and you sort of... You definitely hear him... Phantasm hears in the mumbling. He keeps sort of mumbling Hunter's name, almost like he's still focused on that.
Phantasm's head sort of pops up pretty quickly. Thomas, is Hunter in trouble?
You get no response. Ben sort of, yeah. He just random mumbling.
It's not random mumbling.
All right. Since you're actually, Anton, you said you were behind the wheelchair, correct?
Correct.
All right. In that case, Lutra and Thant can give me another perception check. Anton, you can too, but it's going to be a lot harder for you to make it. Doesn't matter; they make it anyway. So you sort of do that, and you sort of look, and you see Dr. Casey's right hand sort of doing one of these motions on the wheelchair arm. You can see his hand sort of again doing one of these motions.
Mr. Guy tilts his head and looks over at Phantasm and looks back and like, is he trying to write something?
Ben, do you have paper? And a pen?
Yes. He ruffles through, goes over to one of the things and produces a pen and some paper. Hands it to you.
Lutra, take this paper and hold it right in front of Dr. Casey's hand.
Lucha grabs the pad and the pen, I guess, and kind of shoves the pen in his hand.
So you can see he's trying. He's very much shaking as he's writing. Like it takes everything he has to write this. And when he's done, he has a piece of paper that has the following written on it.
I can't see that. It's also mirrored.
Demise.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I definitely knew Krim would know what I wrote there.
Why?
Because Demise is Phantasm's darkness.
Ah. Lucha looks up at... Okay. Lucha looks up at... Demise? What?
Also, Fant, you may now make an insight check. You're pretty sure that's the evil presence you felt.
What does that mean?
He looks over at... Phant looks over at Lutra. Do you remember when I went all, like, crazy on everyone and you got trapped in my mind and you had to fight this really, really dark being?
Yeah, I remember that. That was awful.
That's Demise.
Okay. Oh. Do we have to go inside Dr. Casey's head?
Possibly. Wait. Hold on. Out of game. Do I really have to power stunt my ability just to be able to go in there?
You've done it once before with the medallion, and remember those 3 hero points you mentioned?
A forced use of a hero point.
No, not a forced use of a hero point. I will give it back, I promise.
Just to take it away again later.
No,
Oh,
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to get it back because of complication. Anyway, Phant looks at Lutra. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go in and take him on. We're going to have to free Dr. Casey's mind.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Okay. So, Mitchell looks a little nervous, but he's like, okay, so, how do we get in there? Mitchell points at Dr. Casey's head. Because I don't remember how we got into your head, I'll be honest. Because we just walked through a door, we were kind of there. So, it's not like we just jumped in or something.
That's kind of one of my things that I can do.
Oh!
In extreme circumstances.
Right.
It's going to take a lot of focus, though.
Oh, okay. Right. Mitchell kind of gives you space and kind of sits there and puts his hands behind his back and kind of patiently, rocks back and forth on his feet a little bit.
Are you coming, Anton?
I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Make it 4. Ben looks at you. He's like, I'm going in too.
Luch looks over at Ben like, are you sure? It's gonna be dangerous.
Yeah, I know that.
Before we go, is there anyone that's hunting for Dr. Casey?
As far as everyone's concerned, he's dead. The one thing Hunter and I agreed on.
Okay, because if we're in there and anything would happen to Dr. Casey, you realize we're probably not making it out.
Yes, but I also understand that all I have to do is flick a button over here and the proximity alarms go back on, and Hunter will know if anyone aside from me is here.
Does Hunter know we're here?
No.
Probably for the best.
Very much so.
Okay, if everyone's ready.
Lucha kind of Lucha stands there and kind of nods as he clearly looks nervous, but he's like, okay, all right.
Anton's already got his sword out and ready to go.
Is this gonna hurt?
You may feel a little queasy, but that's about it.
Okay, good.
That's no different than Malcure flies.
Right.
So Phantasm puts his hand on Dr. Casey's shoulder, and suddenly the other three see a bright flash of light followed by darkness that sort of envelops them, and then slowly out of the darkness will appear Dr. Casey's mind.
Which conveniently looks like this.
Oh, okay. I hate doing that. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay, I feel. Queasy. That's a good way of putting it. Oh man. Okay. Can we not stop going? Can we stop going into people's minds? This is crazy.
I have to agree. That was a little unsettling.
Yeah. Just a little.
Anton's over in the corner trying not to hurl right now.
Phantasm pulls out of his pocket some ginger pills and gives them to the three. This will settle your stomach.
Oh, good thinking.
Thanks.
Wait, how does this work? I mean, we're inside of his mind. Are we physically... You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know.
Alright, where's Demise? Let's get this over with.
Yeah.
You currently, where you are, Phantasm, do not sense him.
He's not nearby.
So what exactly is this demise, anyway?
Demise, the easiest way to put it, is pure darkness.
Is he one of those things that got let out when the globe got struck?
Demise is the alternate to Mistral. Mistral was the pure wind, lightness of back when I was Spectre.
Right.
Demise was the darkness.
Wait, so are you saying part of you is in Dr. Casey?
Yes.
Oh! Literally kind of looks, kind of blankly stares and is like, okay, let's just go find him and beat him up or something.
Let's put it this way. What you saw with Anton back in the pyramid is exactly the same thing that happened to me at the Pillar of Light.
Right.
But yes, I agree that it is time to take on Demise.
Well, at least you're with us this time. Last time it was kind of weird.
Tell me about it. So as you guys start walking, the sort of mindscape changes, and you are all in a room you recognize. It is the room in the back of Dr. Casey's office, with where the hyperbaric chamber is, and you can sort of see him like just furiously typing away, and like every time he does something, he just seems to be getting more and more frustrated. And all of you, every time he types and fails, it feels like the wind gets sucked out of the room every time. So it's like it's type, 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 type. Probably it's like every 5 minutes it's type, fasting, and then sort of like feels like the air is being sucked out of the room.
Dr. Casey?
If he hears you, he's ignoring you.
Literally kind of pads over towards the computer and towards the side of him. It's like, Dr. Casey?
As you get closer to this, I'm going to need you're going to get the sort of and the sort of the despair and the depression sort of overwhelms you. I'm going to need a will save. Alrighty. Ignore the roll on that because this is something different. We're using the same power.
Thank you for wasting another one of those on that.
No kidding, right? But this aura of, you start to feel the same because you got a 19, it was a 22. So you start to feel like every little thing in your life that you think you've done wrong and you've messed up on, you're starting to regret every decision you've made. So like every little decision that could have gone either way, it's just starting to overwhelm you.
So Lucha dead stops, kind of falls back and sits on the ground, kind of pulls his legs up to his knees up to his chest and kind of hugs them. It's like, just kind of starts muttering to himself.
Lutra.
What?
You okay?
No. He starts crying just right there.
What's wrong?
He can't really articulate it as it's so overwhelming to him. he just mutters out a whole bunch of random words, what would sound like random word salad to you, as he like as he flops on the ground and like just claws away, like, you know, just like scratches away from Dr. Casey as fast as he can, and finds himself in the corner of a room.
It's a very similar scene to when you found him back in the lab of Utopolis.
You do hear him mutter, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," over and over and over again.
You hear the same thing actually coming from from Dr. Casey as well.
Phantasm walks over to Lutra.
Technically, by what this is, that will actually work because of what this technically is. So, yes, the medallion sort of glows, and all of a sudden, those feelings of despair and regret are no longer.
Almost as if like a rubber band kind of snaps like in his mind. He just kind of like pops up like, what? Huh? What? Okay. Oh. Kind of puts his hand on Phantasm's shoulders. Like, thank you. I don't know what you just did there, but thank you.
You hear what you did was ruin my dinner. And the Dr. Casey clone sort of turns around, and there's a really messed up glow to his eyes, and bursting out of his back are going to be a ton of these black shadowy tendrils. Anton might recognize these. And well, he's attacking Phantasm because he ruined the dinner. Does a 23 hit you?
Is it parry?
It is parry, yes, because these are elongating shadow tendrils.
Then yes, it does. But
Alrighty. Go ahead. Yeah, you're not flat-footed. You see them coming.
No, I'm not talking about them. Do I recognize anything with the face?
No, it's just as you can see up in the corner, it's just literally a shadow.
Okay.
But first things first, I'm going to need a DC 20 toughness save. Alrighty, followed by, as you can see there in the margin, a DC 15 grab check. So that's resisted by either strength or dodge. Alright, you're fine. I'm not going to bother rolling initiative on this because I'm fairly certain that in one round you're going to be able to do it. So I'm just going to go in order here. Technically, Fanch will get the first chance to respond because he attacked you.
By the way, I just have to say that was a 3 on my dodge.
Yeah. Which is why I'm not too worried about this thing. Yeah, his entire... Yeah, you've sort of ruined his shtick. So, yeah, you're probably going to destroy this thing. So like I said, go ahead.
What did we do?
Well, as all the tendrils are starting to come at me, I basically dash right at its face.
Yep. You hit the crap out of it. And because this is technically a minion, I cannot actively make the save. So you're going to just literally slice this shadow in half.
Nice.
And as you do, the scene sort of shifts back into this sort of greenish, orangey mindscape you were in. The gimmick for that thing is, as long as somebody in the area was suffering from his despair aura, he was immune to toughness saves. Otherwise, he had a toughness of 2.
Ouch.
Well then.
Okay.
Yeah, notice why I wasn't too worried about that.
So after that,
Oh, thanks,
Phantasm just sort of yells out, "Demise, where are you?"
I'm wherever I want to be. But if you really want to find me, oh, you certainly can, but the amount of angst and despair in this one is so delicious. I really don't want to give it up.
Fight you for
Well,
it?
at least you're smart enough to know if you meet me, you'll die.
Right.
If you really think that. I'm going to hate when this finally runs out, but ooh, it is so tasty. He almost sounds indulgent.
Do I feel his presence nearby?
You have a general idea where to go now that he's talking to you. For lack of a better description, because it's technically a mind and it's technically infinite, you're pretty sure you're heading towards the exact middle.
Okay, guys. Scary thought, but we're gonna dive deeper into Dr. Casey's mind.
Right.
Hey, as long as we get to kill Demise, I'm all for it. Let's go.
Yeah, right. Although, I never really understood all that science-y stuff, but okay.
Alrighty, as you continue onwards through Dr. Casey's mindscape, you get yet another scene change. This one is a little bit more interesting-ish, because this one's actually seems like it's farther back in the past from before you met Dr. Casey, and Ben seems to immediately react as if he knows what it is.
Hmm? Lucia looks over at Ben.
You definitely see what appears to be Dr. Casey and an even younger version of Ben than the one you guys knew. And it looks like Dr. Casey is mad-ish. And young Ben looks like he's about to cry. And the Ben that your guys is with sort of just is wincing really hard, like he doesn't want to see this again.
Everything okay, Ben?
This is the first day I met Dad.
Oh?
Right after everything happened at the mansion.
Oh.
And I'm trying to convince him to let me go back to see everything, and he's having none of it.
Oh.
Guys,
Yeah,
this is gonna be a little more difficult than I thought.
apparently.
Demise isn't preying on Dr. Casey's mind. He's preying on his memories.
Right. What does that mean exactly?
It's a much more delicate situation.
Oh.
If Demise destroys here, well, think of what would happen to Dr. Casey's memories.
Right. That would be a problem, wouldn't it?
So what you're saying is that there's going to be another one of those shadowy things around here, and we have to find it and stop it?
Most likely. And then we have to stop Demise before he destroys anything.
Ben sort of cracks his neck, and as you can see in the picture, but sort of from behind his back, does the Malkir thing and pulls out two weapons, attaches them together, and he has a swallowtail.
Lucha like kind of like watches this in awe, and then it's like, "What fighting game did you get that from?"
I didn't.
Oh.
For those of you who haven't played Chrono Cross, it's also we can also consider a thief sword for Final Fantasy IX, the double bladed swords.
Nice.
Anton at this point pulls out his sword as well. I'm like, let's get to work.
Lucha grabs his crossbow, I guess.
But here's the question: what do we slice?
Aim for the head.
Yes, but if we go after the wrong thing.
Well, probably not a good idea to wait around for it to attack us. And I'd really rather not go through what I just went through again. So, yeah.
Yeah, we are going to go ahead and go on initiative here just so we have the turn order.
Sure, I roll like a champ there.
I rolled a 2. I'm in way too much awe, apparently.
After what he did to the last one, Pan's just ready to go. I almost out initiative all the other three combined.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So technically, Phantasm's first. You see the scene. You don't hear anything, but you can definitely see like the anger in Memory, Dr. Casey, and the sadness in younger Ben.
So, Phantasm sort of just conjures up a storm around him, so the winds pick up pretty heavily.
How close are you to the scene? By the way, the distance where you see the other shadow here, that's where the scene is actually taking place. So, are you moving closer or not?
I'm consistently just pacing forward, so I am at a steady walk. I'm not running or anything.
Nope, I asked that because it is relevant to this. Okay, well, he can't actually maintain the disguise as you move forward with the wind. So, yeah, as you're walking through, you sort of see the wind, and the memory of Dr. Casey just sort of gets blown away, and the memory of young Ben turns into another shadow creature.
Ah! Just like yelps.
Phantasm looks over his shoulder. Hi, Ben, guys.
Huh?
And Ben just sort of looks over with pleasure, because it's technically his turn. he's going to run up, charge, and he's going to attack with Pierce and Slash. Which, wow, I rolled like crap there.
Sure, waste all your crappy rolls on something that benefits us.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, I still hit him by all 3 tiers.
What?
Or, actually, not all 3 tiers. I still hit him. Let me rephrase. I still hit him. So it is a DC 23. However, this is... Yeah, no, it doesn't do anything. Lutra is up.
Alrighty. So, just gonna kind of go up here. He's just gonna attack with teeth and claws. Angrily. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna do all out attack.
Okay. You probably don't need to.
You know, you're probably right. Hold on, never mind. Yeah. I think
Yeah, you hit by all the tiers. You hit by all the tiers.
Yeah, never mind. So that's what a...
Interestingly enough, you slash, you claw, you bite. It's almost like you're biting and slashing nothing, because it is a giant shadow creature. Also, as we're doing this, I need Lutra to make an insight check. All right, that's enough. Now I'm going to need a will save, as this brings up memories of the giant shadow beast you fought when you were in the Fade. All right, you're not re-stricken by the holy crap, that thing's really weird and creepy and was really hard to fight last time.
Right.
So this thing will take a bruise.
Oh, so I did hit it.
Oh, you absolutely hit it.
Okay, just making sure.
It's parries a -2.
Well, I meant I did damage to it. Is what I more so what I meant.
Yes. So yeah, anyway, it's and well, Lutra, you did damage to it.
Yes, I did.
So more tendrils are rising from its back, and it's attacking you with shadow.
Oh, that hits.
I think all right. So I'm going to need a DC 28 toughness save.
Considering, hold on, because I can't make that. I'm more worried about the fast grab there. Never mind. I'm just gonna take it. Whatever.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll me that toughness save.
Actually, when Phantasm sees it, he sort of jumps in the way of the tendrils.
You have interpose?
I don't know. Do I? If not, I'm using a hero point for it.
Fair enough. Yeah, by the way, I didn't bother taking the hero point from you for entering in here. I just left it there because of, obviously, the demise complication.
I don't, so I'm going to use a hero point to interpose.
Alrighty, so in that case, I'll need you to take care of that then. Same 2 things apply. First things first, a toughness save. Oh, nice. And go ahead and make a dodge check. Or strength, whichever you prefer. So you don't take any damage, but the tendrils do wrap themselves around you. It feels really weird, actually.
Oh, careful! I've had that happen before. It's strange.
Anton!
Anton's going to keep a distance, but he's going to use Arthur's Shadow on the thing.
That might be a good idea. Oh, you hit! Which is really weird. As you sort of swing the sword, a shadow manifests from the sword, and it's a shadow-on-shadow crime.
A shadow-on-shadow crime while the shadow is holding a semi-shadow?
Yep. And from the back, Interceptor shows up to watch. Okay.
Well,
so you will bruise its will, technically. And you will daze it. Phantasm, you are up, and you got a bunch of tentacles all around you, and sort of like wrapping you everywhere. It's Don't tease the
Okay,
octopus.
you know what? Just stop there, because remember, we are a family-friendly stream. So
Don't tease the octopus, kids.
luckily, Phantasm can do something where he doesn't have to worry about moving much. And yeah, all that darkness. Well, here's more.
Oh yeah, you hit it. You hit it by all 3 tiers and then some. And you will manage to bruise and daze it. And it sort of reels back a little bit, and you think you heard it scream, but you're not really sure. It was really weird. But Ben's turn, and he's going to do the same thing. He's going to attack the... Pierce and slash. He hits by all the tiers. Yay. I'm honestly surprised he didn't hit by all the tiers the first time.
You rolled like crap the first time.
I did. But he will take a bruise because of the multi-attack. Lutra's up. You see Ben slicing and dicing this thing, and Phantasm and the Shadow. Looks like they're doing a really weird waltz.
Alright, so Lucha's gonna kind of back up a step. He sees them taking care of the damage things, so he's gonna take out his crossbow, and he is going to use Taser Shot.
Please no one, please no one, please no one.
I mean, if he gets a 1, it's hitting me in the rear somehow.
You hit, but due to the nature of what Taser actually does, this is a shadow. There's nothing for it to paralyze, so it's immune. It hits it, and then just sort of goes through and just clinks off in the distance.
Right. Right then.
It's not strictly immune to fortitude saves, but it's a shadow. It is immune to entrapment and paralysis. But it has itself a phantasm, and it's going to use Drain Life. It's grab based. So ignore the die roll because it's grab based. So I need you to make a DC 17 fortitude save. You might want to reroll that. The 19 will do it. Yeah, because that's a weakened stamina. You don't want to fail that one.
Only I can follow up a 5 with a 2.
Well,
Yep.
Dark's not here, so...
Yeah, that's true. Someone has to do it. Anton is up, though.
Alright. Anton is going to take advantage of the thing being distracted, at least somewhat, with Phantasm. He's going to start channeling Remorseless Night onto it.
All right, you hit it. Is that will or fortitude?
I think I get the option, right? I don't remember.
No, it's one or the other. It says
Oh,
will / fortitude on the thing, but it's your choice when it should be one or the other, not the option.
I don't know that we ever established that. Let's.
Pretty sure we went with will because
Will.
based off the other power.
Yeah.
All right, so technically, the immobilization part of it won't work because of the immunity to paralysis type effects. But the vulnerable defenseless definitely will if it fails this, which it probably will. It does. So, yeah, it's vulnerable and defenseless. So it's, well, it technically now it's easier to hit with ranged attacks. It was already super easy to hit with parry, with close attacks. Fant.
So that pulsing wind around me,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You hit the heck out of this thing.
Oh boy.
I assume you...
note that that was the low side of the crit range, but...
Yeah. Well, I assume you want the extra...
The extra what?
The extra 5 onto the DC.
Oh, yeah.
Well, apparently it just doesn't care. Because you hit it square in the face, or what you think is its face. And...
Well, didn't I at least bruise it?
No.
It's not
I didn't hit by all 3 tiers?
Does it have multi-attack?
Oh, never mind. No.
It is a ranged attack, though, so wouldn't that...
Well, it doesn't have multi-attack, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I mean, if you hit by all 3, if it had multi-attack, yes, but...
But wait.
Because it should be vulnerable and defenseless right now.
Right.
Right, so yeah, you hit. Multi-attack just adds extra tiers because
Right.
you're hitting it, multiple times.
How does
But
that not bruise, considering that's a 36 versus a... Oh, it's a DC 24. Never mind.
Yeah, so it's 29 versus 30.
30, yeah. Wrong number.
I do feel really bad that you wasted a crit, but it's not a nat 20 crit, so I'm not feeling bad enough to give you a hero point for it. We are going to slice and dice again, though. Yeah, we hit by 2 tiers. Of course, I bruised there. Lutra. And by the way, Ben just seems to be going full on, like, just slashing the hell out of this thing, by the way. You hit, that's definitely all 3 tiers. You bruise and daze it. It still feels really weird slashing into a shadow. And it really wants to try and drain more of your life force. So it's doing it again. If I can find my button. So I'm going to need a DC 17. There you go. And you guys watching, you sort of see the tendril sort of glow with this eerie purple-green energy as it seems like it's trying to extract something from Phantasm, but you're not sure what. Anton.
So Anton is going to go ahead and charge at it and slash with the sword.
The only reason you miss is because a 1 always misses. You have a 95% chance to hit. Malkir, is that you?
I'm half tempted to spend a hero point to reroll that, but I don't really want to.
All right, Fant, you're up.
So, Fant gives another burst of wind. This time, sort of also propelling him in the air a little bit. Hey, another 16. How about
Hey.
that one?
Okay, well, you hit again. You crit. He takes nothing again because apparently. Okay, now I'm going to give you the hero point as that's twice in a row I've done that on a crit. I kind of wish you had a camera up so I could see your facial reactions.
When combat goes wrong.
Well, I mean, he's not doing anything to you. He's just sort of there.
We're not
Also-
really doing it to him either.
Important. Is it just an open field, or is there stuff nearby?
It's... Well, you know that this is all technically an illusion, so yes to both, technically. I mean, there is stuff nearby. You're sort of in the penthouse of the Stormbreaker technologies, but you pretty much understand that it's an illusion being generated by Demise and this shadow being. So
It's fine. I can make do with that.
So well, we're going Pearson Slash again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he doesn't take anything from that one. He's apparently tired of getting stabbed with a sword. That applies to Anton as well. He's tired of getting stabbed with a sword. Alrighty, Lutra is up.
So he tanks my crits, and then we have two nat ones.
This is ridiculous.
We lost Dark and now OPT, and I can't roll to save our lives.
Krim, go ahead and make the DC 17 again. Alright, Anton, hit it, please.
About the only thing I can do is keep hitting its will, so that seemed to be doing nothing, but we'll do it.
I don't mean, does that actually end up doing anything ever?
Oh, it definitely does. Bruises to will affect the same way as toughness do. They reduce it by 1, and you still get the same conditions. So if something has a low will score, and you attack that, like this, for example, it could potentially do some damage. Like another will bruise, another, the daze is relevant. Yeah, it's definitely, like, that one almost like it feels like it's being affected more so. Also, Fant.
So Fant, being at least up in the air now, just sort of drops back down to Earth. Or back down to the bottom of the mine.
It can't make the dodge check. I'm not going to bother rolling because it can't make it. Hey, there we go. If a shadow can start to look a little disheveled, it's starting to look a little disheveled, if that makes any sense.
Fant sort of smirks and says, "What's wrong? You look a little hazy."
Boom. Boom. Oh, hey. Lutra! That one hits, and technically by all 3 tiers. Oh, no. Sorry. 2. So it's a 29. Still hits. Here's a hero point for you because that's just ridiculous and I shouldn't be doing that.
How many is that now?
Too many?
Too many.
No, that's like your 430, at least.
Yeah. I'm rolling ridiculous.
These dice are loaded. Someone check them.
What do you think? I'm not smart enough to wreck an algorithm. I'm not.
You know what? I do have to agree with him. Like, I'm surprised he even knows how to roll the dice, let alone hack it.
Anyway, Krim, DC 17, please. Oh, you're good there. Anton, put this thing out of its misery, please.
I'm assuming it's immune to death, so I can't now.
Yeah.
We'll slash it with the sword.
You definitely. It takes another bruise. Phantasm.
We can't kill anything with that dark here.
Apparently not.
So, since I'm back on the ground, I'm going to do something rather different, but I'm going to use this. But I'm going to target the wall behind the shadow.
Okay.
So the warp strike will actually pull the tendrils right through it. So it will start to tangle itself.
Technically not wrong. I have to make check. Nope, it tangles itself up. At this point, someone coup de grace because it's not getting out of that. So, somebody, I don't care who.
I don't even know.
Go ahead, Lutra, you can bite it.
Yeah.
Start tearing the tendrils off piece by piece.
Basically, yeah. There's a lot of slashings. There's a rain of shadowy particles. Yeah, and it's... Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that to go that crazy.
We killed it. Finally.
And like last time, the scene shifts back into the mindscape.
Are we done with those, or are there more? Because that one was much more annoying than the first one.
I refuse to talk about that battle anymore.
Oh, you are entertaining at least. But if you struggled with that, I'm going to enjoy sucking every last bit of life and light out of all of your corpses. You know where to find me.
Wait. Demise. Did you just say you would suck the life out of our corpses?
Yes.
My intelligence really did not go with you, did it?
You're first.
I don't think he liked that.
It's fine.
It's fine. He'll like it more when we run our swords through him.
He's angry anyway, so why not make him angrier?
Well, I will give you you guys walk along, and there you sort of walk to the middle of what you think is the middle of the mindscape, and as you approach, you see what appears to be just a sort of lifeless body lying on the ground, and standing over it, you all recognize Demise. You've all seen this before, and it seems like he's absorbing stuff off of this corpse, like figure.
Hey!
Pardon me, but this is just too delicious to pass up.
Lucha looks like he's about to run directly at the guy.
Took you long enough.
Phantasm kind of mutters to himself, since when did I resort to cannibalism?
Oh, my dear friend, it's not cannibalism. But this despair and anger and regret coming off of this one, it's a veritable buffet.
Lucha growls very loudly and just starts charging.
About the same time, Anton pulls the sword, and if I have to look at your ugly face anymore...
For the record, he looks exactly like Phantasm.
Sorry, Phantasm. I'm sure with him draining the essence, he doesn't look quite like Phantasm.
I am serious though. Lucha is actually running directly at him and is charging at him.
I still need initiatives from everybody.
Indeed.
By the way, before we get into battle, Phantasm looks quickly over at Ben and says, "Can I see one of your butterfly daggers?"
He disconnects them and throws you one.
Phantasm takes it and slices the skin underneath his right eye.
Oh! Why?
Now you can tell us apart.
You could have done that a little less. Whatever. Let's go.
Do you hand the dagger back to Ben?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Anton's just looking at him like, I'm crazy. What's wrong with you?
I've got an excuse.
I don't want to be hit with your sword.
Technically, Lucha did say he was charging, so adjust your character and finish what you were doing.
Oh, he's auto spearing. Just directly into this guy. If I could find it on my shit there.
Well, you will definitely hit.
It's fortitude save.
Yep. Which one's correct? The notes or the effect?
Well, both. First is... So it's
okay.
two.
It's toughness into 4. Okay.
No. It's a fortitude save for fortitude damage.
Okay.
And then a fortitude save for that. For basically didn't mean knock him prone.
No and no.
Well, no, I'm sorry. The first one has to happen for the second one to even bother.
Oh. Well, yeah, you hit him, and you don't remember Phantasm having such good abs.
I should have named that one Otter Hug.
Anyway, Phantasm is up.
Phantasm pulls out his own sword and sends a nice present to Miles.
Oh, you definitely hit. Yeah, no. Technically it's insidious. He doesn't know, but he knows, if that makes sense, because he came from you and understands how that kind of works. if that makes any sense at all.
He would know what I was doing. He wouldn't
Exactly.
actually hit him, though.
Oh.
Exactly. So it's now his turn. He sort of looks. You're not the only one who can manifest weaponry. However, a much darker version of the sword appears in his hand. You are not going to like this. And he is attacking Lutra. Mostly because Lutra's right in front of him.
Right.
With Forbidden Fell Slash.
Yeah. It just... Oh,
nope,
my
he's
God.
not. See? I can roll a 1! I can!
That's really good, considering Lutra was also vulnerable because of that movie did.
You see? I can roll the 1!
Right.
It does happen!
By the way, Teach, that actually was the first thing was actually a DC 27 on the Fortitude. Not that it mattered, because you rolled a 30, but I...
Yeah.
Gotta figure out how the heck to fix that.
Phantasm yells over, apparently you haven't mastered that yet.
Anton is up.
Oh, Anton's going to start moving close and just for the fun of it, and then channel Remorseless Night.
Quote, for the fun of it. You're not going to hit, though, with a 14.
No, I'm not. At all.
Lutra is up.
The body on the ground, does that look like Dr. Casey?
Give me a perception check. Yes.
I'm activating Lutra's Otter Rage.
Okay.
Because he's pissed. Because Casey's his friend. Which, of course, means all these numbers are now going to be completely messed up, but that's fine. I'm doing all-out attack.
Okay.
The whole way. So that's +5.
Yeah, +5, -5.
Right. I think this is going to be the right dice roll. I'm sorry if it isn't. Okay, so it's +5 to that. Jesus Christ, I rolled low. I rolled a 4.
19 will miss.
I figured as much. Which is fine. Dad, that was me.
Yeah, sorry, typing something up real quick.
Oh, you're fine.
But it is Ben's turn, and doesn't quite realize, doesn't see the body, but he pretty much knows what this is. He's just as pissed off. He is also charging in. He's going to use Pearson Slash, but something a little different's going to happen with his stuff, simply because of what Phantasm just did. But he has to hit first, so I'd like to point out that's 2 rolls in a row where I've rolled a 1.
It's about time.
I know, right? Phantasm, you're up.
Phantasm starts rising in the air, and there's a stream of black behind him, and then they all fly at the
That will actually miss. He's going to look at you. Oh, that's how you want to play? Fine, we'll play. He'll return the volley. And also miss.
Instead of missing, they should just like hit each other and just sort of
they definitely
dissipate.
do. They just definitely do. It looks rather cool, actually.
Nice.
Like just a barrage of black energy just hitting each other and just dissipating, and it's kind of like really, really cool black and purple fireworks. Anton.
All right. Anton's going to use...
Definitely hit.
We'll go with the life drain.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So you definitely hit. He'll definitely take a bruise. And because of what you said you were going to use there, Fant, I'm going to need a will save. All right, you're going to get a hero point for this complication, but you're not taking any damage, but you definitely feel a little on the weaker side. The hero point is because of using the life drain specifically, and there's still technically a mild connection between you two. You're going to be under the impaired condition, so it's -2 to all rolls, but there's a hero point for the imposed complication. And none of you are actually close enough to know. Lutra.
Can I just put that under injuries?
Or
will it not affect rolls correctly?
Oh, no, injuries is just toughness. So it's literally impaired is just -2 on all rolls, so we'll just notice it.
Right.
I haven't marked down.
So, Lutra snarls, and if anybody is actually paying attention, his eyes have turned from that violet color they normally are to this red color that some of you have seen before. I think all of you have. Lutra's going...
Ben has not.
Right, Lutra is going all-out attack again. Like the whole +5. So that's actually 31.
That one will definitely hit. Helps if I bring up the right character sheet.
That's not important.
Okay, interesting. Helps if I hit the right buttons here. You claw the ever-loving blah out of him. And he's kind of taken aback by it, almost. In game terms, that would be 2 bruises and a staggered.
Yay.
All right, Ben's turn. And he is attacking again with Pierce and Slash. He will hit. And this is actually an interesting note. Because of what Phantasm did, there's actually, this toughness roll is actually at -6 from what is actually seen.
Huh.
So the multi-attack's going to hit by 2 tiers, so it's a DC 25, -6 from this roll here. So that's actually going to be a... Right. So that's actually going to be another staggered condition, which is going to fell him. He's going to be incapacitated. I will explain why that happened later, but yeah, that shot just incapacitates him. Fant, I believe the next thing is...
The next what is?
Well, he's incapacitated. I'm assuming you just want to take him out permanently.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I'm only saying you because you're next on the initiative, technically. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the coup de grace on this one. So
Little pieces of demise everywhere.
yeah, and as you do this, the aura that he was sort of absorbing from the body just all rushes back in to the body. And now it actually looks like a fully colored, happy, esoteric version of Dr. Casey, the one you all know and love.
Lucha's still snarling very loudly.
I'm pretty sure you don't have to bite me, Lutra. And he reaches out and does the whole head scratches.
Like, Lucha kind of like, oh, hi, You can see, as he does that, you can see the red eye color, like, drain out of him, kind of go back to his normal eye color. He looks around like, did we do it?
You did. And now he looks over. Gale, I believe it's time you guys got out of here.
Phantasm is sort of still just kneeling over, because obviously he just destroyed part of his self. He sort of just lifts up a hand and a portal appears. Don't worry, the nausea won't happen through this one.
Okay. Lucha kind of stumbles through. He looks more than a little bit tired right now.
And scene shift, we are back in the room overlooking the water. And as you guys sort of all reappear through this mind portal, you sort of all back into your conscious bodies now. And as you are sort of shaking yourselves awake, you hear a... Oh, how long have I been sitting in this? I'm stiff as heck. Somebody want to help me up?
Lucha kind of awkwardly pads over and looks at it. Dr. Casey stands in front of us and goes, Dr. Casey?
Yes?
You okay?
I'm really atrophic right now.
Not knowing what that means, Lucha, like, practically falls on him and hugs him tightly.
Hi. And he, like, you could see he's, like, trying to move, and it really is pain. Like, all the muscle atrophy is really killing him.
Oh, it's so good to see you again. Oh, sorry. Here. Lucha kind of pulls himself off, like, as he practically collapses then next to the chair, just like, okay, all right, I'm tired. Hi, hey, you're awake. That's great. I think it's been a while. To answer your question.
Yeah, I know. I was aware of the passing time, I just couldn't do anything about it.
Well, we sure weren't.
He looks over at Ben. Actually, everybody, how bad has Hunter gotten? Ben just sort of looks and just shakes his head and doesn't give a response.
I'm not even so sure you should know.
I mean, I know what happened to him, and I know how I got here. So, maybe we can find a way to get through to him if he isn't already too far gone. Seriously, can somebody help me out of this wheelchair? My butt really hurts.
Okay, Lucha stands up slowly, but he gets up and he kind of does actually, like, this time gently help Dr. Casey stand up. like shoulder, armor on the shoulder kind of
thing. Like he tries to stand up and all of his weight is on you. Lutra has the strength to support it, but all of his weight is on you.
Okay. All right. At least you've lost a little weight.
Yeah, he said like, oh, this is one of those things. Okay, I saw this in a movie once. You sort of wiggle your big toe. Wiggle your big toe. There's no toe wiggling happening, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not going to be of any use for a little while.
That's okay.
I'm going to have to get feeling back in everything.
Yeah. At least your mind is back.
Yeah. But how did you guys get here?
Well, I don't really know how we flew here in a jet. That's how we got here. But if you mean like here as in overall, I'm not really sure I understand it, but as far as we know, we really just left your building like about 6-8 hours ago. And now we're here, and it's 15 years later.
Yeah. How did you guys get here? Because for 15 years, you just disappeared.
Well, see, we're the version of ourselves 15 years ago. We were brought here by Ben.
So it worked. I don't believe it actually worked.
I wasn't even aware of the plan, but I don't believe it either.
The reason
there was a plan,
I guess.
Yes. Well, the plan was that this version of Ven from this time period came back and saw me, which is why you, Anton, were asked to go guard Dr. Crescent. Figuring that Aaron could help potentially get through to Hub if you guys couldn't save me, allegedly. So, apparently whatever his plan was at least worked to get you here. Wiggle your big toe. For the record, the toe is still not wiggling.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we're here, what's the plan?
Well, if we can get Hunter back, at least on normal behavior, we might be able to utilize his infiltration of the intranet to potentially find a way to stop whatever caused this.
Okay. So, what's the plan again?
We head to the walled off portion of Bay City. Well, you guys go ahead, and I'm going to keep trying to wiggle my big toe.
Lucha looks down, sees if it's working yet.
No.
Oh.
But that question and more will be answered next week. So tune in to see if Dr. Casey can finally wiggle his big toe. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a wonderful Sunday. For those of us here in the Northeast, that'd be myself and Krim, let's hope we don't get too buried in the snow. And again, thank you all for watching. And of course, keep hailing.
Bye, everybody.
Later.